Ladies and gentlemen, are you feeling lucky? If so, then come on down to the gambling paradise of Las Vegas, Nevada. As the neon lights shine down upon you, your time to take center stage has arrived. Come in, relax, and push your luck for the richest prizes you can find. With one last roll of the dice, will you be able to take home the life-changing briefcase hanging just out of reach? When the gold shines down upon you, and your back is against the corner, will you have what it takes to put everything on the line for a chance to take home the prize? There's only one way to find out, so come on down and get ready to test your luck. Live from the entertainment capital of the world, WWE brings you Money in the Bank.
Well, alright everybody, welcome to Money in the Bank. How are you all doing? My name is Dominic, of course, behind the commentary table, and we are live and sold out right here in Las Vegas, Nevada, for an event that is set to be not only chaotic, not only eventful, but I would argue incredible, as two incredible competitors are looking to kick off this Money in the Bank event. And it's all about the WWE title. We are kicking it off big, ladies and gentlemen, as Johnny Gargano is looking to challenge Aleister Black for the WWE title. These two men, well, in my opinion, are two of the greatest competitors we have here in the WWE. And I can't wait to see which one can leave with the top prize in sports entertainment today. It's Gargano coming out here with the Captain America inspired gear to perhaps represent his noble and honest personality, quite like the, of course, legendary superhero from the MCU and any Marvel comic book featuring Steve Rogers. However, tonight, Johnny Gargano, even though he is an honest and noble man, I believe he should put that to one side. This is for the WWE title. These two men both have to put their friendship to one side, as these two have proven to be great allies backstage. Okay, many a conversation between one another, just shooting the shit. However, right now, ladies and gentlemen, they have to put that aside. It's about the WWE title, the richest prize in the game here. The richest prize in professional wrestling today. Aleister Black, he wants to become the new Phenom. He wants to replace The Undertaker following Taker's retirement at WrestleMania. He won the WWE title against Kevin Owens at that same show at WrestleMania, and he is looking to become the new protector, the new Phenom, as I just stated, of the WWE in The Undertaker's absence. However, Aleister Black, to do that, he has to put aside all of his morality, all of his love and affection for any other competitor. If he wants to protect everybody, he needs to shut out everybody else. Okay, he has to make sure that his mind is not cloudy. He cannot second guess himself. If he likes somebody, he has to sadly put them down if he wants to remain a top competitor, and that's just the way it goes. Sure, there are incredible tag teams, there are incredible factions with leaders. Of course, with leaders that hold a top title. However, once you involve the idea of those two competitors in that tag team or two members in that faction battling each other for a top prize like the WWE title, well then, you are gonna see some animosity, and I expect some animosity throughout the course of this matchup. Sure, they respect each other. Sure, they're allies. Sure, they're friends. They're both honest and, in my opinion, wholesome souls. However, right now, these two men, if they're not willing to break each other apart, well then perhaps neither of these men belong in the category of WWE Champion. And I know that's a harsh thing to say, and believe me, I do not mean to come out here and say these horrific things, these quite frankly mean things, but it's just the fact of life. Okay, look at guys like Triple H, He is the cerebral assassin. Yeah, he's a former multi-time top champion, and you can never trust the guy. Look at basically every top champion here in the WWE. And you will find a man who had to put aside all of his love, all of his affirmation, all of his affection, in order to hold that title for as long as they did. Aleister Black, he has to put that aside. Gargano, he has to put that aside. And that's going to be a very difficult thing for these two men. I've said before, they have a lot of respect for each other. In fact, I would argue Aleister Black fought Kevin Owens for the WWE title at WrestleMania on behalf of men like Johnny Gargano. Of course, Gargano, at the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view, he was injured by Kevin Owens. Okay, it was a WWE title matchup between Owens and Gargano, and Kevin brutalized Johnny. He decimated this man known as Johnny Wrestling, or Johnny Gargano. Okay, in fact, Aleister Black sent him to the outside, and Johnny Gargano does not want to be there. Of course, as I was saying, Gargano, he was not pinned nor submitted in that match against Kevin Owens, because Kevin Owens, he beat him down so badly that the referee had to stop the matchup. Johnny Gargano, he has shown the world that his heart, his determination, his resiliency is practically unmatched. And tonight, he's going to have to showcase that again if he wants to become the WWE Champion. However, look at Aleister Black. Unlike Johnny Gargano, he was able to pin Kevin Owens to the mat. He was able to defeat Kevin Owens, as Gargano now sends Aleister to the outside and sees this as an opportunity to connect with the DDT. Diving to the outside with the suicide dive, catching himself and connecting with the DDT, a signature maneuver perhaps of his wife, Candice LeRae, who will be in action later on tonight in a Money in the Bank ladder match. 1, 2... No, and only a 2 count, as Johnny Gargano unable to defeat Aleister Black with his wife's signature maneuver. However, right now, it's Aleister Black going for a kick, who gets caught there, set into the corner. Instead, he kicks him in the face as Aleister Black now and Johnny Gargano revolving around this bottom left corner here on your screen, as Aleister now catches him perhaps into a German suplex. Okay, this matchup, I would argue, has not really broken out into a fight. 1, 2. No, and only a 2 count. Not necessarily broken out into a fight, necessarily. So far, it's been a very clean-cut, textbook wrestling matchup. And I can respect that. As, Johnny Gargano gets sent to the outside. And Aleister Black, what a big boot there. As the challenger, Gargano, looks to get up. And the champion now waits for him as he flies to the outside! And now perhaps a response to that suicide dive DDT from earlier on. Anything you can do, I can do better. You want to fly, I can fly as well. And both men showcasing their agility here thus far in this matchup. As, Aleister Black connects. And Johnny Gargano now. 1, 2. No, and only a 2 count. Gargano kicks out, following that dive to the outside by Aleister Black, landing hard on Gargano before Gargano connects with a super kick. 1, 2. No, and only a 2 count. A brutal super kick connecting. Of course, a similar super kick to the kind he used on EC3 on the Go Home edition of Friday Night SmackDown. It was Aleister Black versus Heath Slater. He beat Heath Slater, well, in a very quick matchup. What happened afterwards? Of course, predictably, EC3 decided to attack the WWE Champion, but Gargano saved him, as Gargano saved him perhaps to fight another day. 1, 2, no, or perhaps lose another day here, as he hoped for, following that destructive lawn dart into the corner. And there you see Aleister Black slow to get up, but he gets up nonetheless, as now he charges towards his opponent, his adversary here, as Gargano now, wait a second, Gargano, seeing this as an opportunity, Gargano's got him, the Gargano escape, it's all for the WWE title, the WWE title's on the line, Gargano holding on, wrenching on the champion. Is Gargano leaving here as the WWE champion? He's got the hold. He's got the hold. But Aleister Black gets out of it. Aleister Black gets out of the Gargano escape. Of course, Aleister Black, he used the Gargano escape during his match against Kevin Owens. Okay, a bit of a shout out to his now challenger, Johnny, who is now looking too good, and what a devastating combination as Aleister Black showcases the speed. 1, 2. No, and only a 2 count. And of course, the MMA background, those devastating knees, those kicks, those elbows, those forearms. Aleister Black is a top-tier athlete, and he is showing the world just that. As Aleister throws Gargano, over the top rope. Gargano catches himself. Oh, but there you see Gargano connecting. Forearm. Oh, and now catches him. And now catches him into a DDT. They're connecting beautifully. Going for the cover. 1, 2. No, and only a 2 count. Gargano flying over the top rope. Slamming Aleister's face into the mat with the DDT as Aleister went to go for the Black Mass. But Gargano caught him. Aleister goes for the Black Mass out of nowhere, and Johnny Gargano catches him here. And now there you see Gargano in the corner. He wants him to get up. Perhaps seeing this as an opportunity. Oh, but there you see Aleister Black gets up, goes for the running knee, and again he gets countered, and Gargano takes him down. Hurricane Rana dropping him on the top of his skull. And now Aleister Black gets the DIY kick. It's over. Gargano, we've got a new WWE champion. No, we don't. After the suicide dive DDT, after the Gargano escape, after the Gargano DIY super kick, Aleister Black kicks out. He is still somehow fighting, and Gargano can't believe it, as Black and Gargano now going back and forth in the middle of the ring. As there you see Aleister, with another array of strikes, taking down the challenger and the champion. 1, 2, perhaps desperately going for that pinfall attempt, and Gargano kicks out of it nonetheless, as Aleister, gets out of whatever that could have been, another cutter attempt. However, there you see Aleister Black gets out of it, and now catches him into the back suplex. These two men, 1, 2. No, and only a 2 count. These two men going hell for leather here inside the confines of that squared circle. Aleister Black, he tried for the Black Mass. Gargano, he caught it. Aleister Black, he has taken so much punishment, and yet Gargano unable to keep him down. And you gotta think, these two men, even though they respect each other, they sure as hell do not feel any sort of love for each other right now. I believe this has broken out into a fight, sending him into the corner again, seeing this perhaps as an opportunity, as these two have gone back and forth. And Gargano now not looking too good. Aleister Black has him up, and perhaps he could be going superplex attempt here. Superplex, going for that superplex, but perhaps not as Aleister. Aleister Black, frog splash by Gargano. Gargano pushes Aleister off the top, hits him with the frog splash. It's over. 1, 2. No, and again Aleister Black. Gargano pushes Aleister Black off the top turnbuckle and hits him with the frog splash. And yet neither of these men willing to quit, as Aleister kicks out and Gargano turns him around, and he perhaps is desperate to get a victory as he slams him down face first. Full Nelson spin out slam, and Johnny sees it. Johnny sees it. The gold in his path with the DIY super kick, or perhaps not, as Aleister Black connects. Goes for the DIY super kick. Black catches him. 1, 2. No, and only a 2 count. Aleister hits him with the black mass, and Gargano kicks out, and both men show off that trademark heart, that determination, that need for the WWE title. We already knew these two men had a lot of resiliency within them, and we're seeing that being put on display yet again here in this massive matchup that could have main evented tonight's show, but instead it is only the start of tonight's show. This is the kickoff match, and you are in for a treat, as you can tell, as Gargano once again gets placed up on that top turnbuckle. Aleister Black once again going for another superplex. This time, will he connect? And he does! As both men off the top come tumbling down, come crashing down. 1, 2. No, and Gargano kicks out. Gargano kicks out somehow. I don't know how, but he does it. As Aleister pushes him off. Oh, there you see, he catches him, and Aleister Black going for all these strikes, but Gargano catching him there, and these two men are going hell for leather here. These two men have turned this into a fight, as Gargano and Aleister are brawling, as Aleister sends him to the outside again. Of course, ladies and gentlemen, you already know about this, but I want to reiterate it. Okay, the WWE title, any title, cannot be... Oh, God, wait a second! Aleister Black crashes to the outside! I was gonna say that the title can't change hands via disqualification or countouts. However, it seems as though these two men are on the outside, and Gargano moves out of the way of what was set to be a brutal strike. However, there you see Aleister Black gets a black mass! Aleister lands hard on the outside, and Gargano with the black mass, adding insult to injury perhaps, as he looks to take home the title. A black mass by Gargano. 2, 3, no, and he kicks out. Gargano hits him with a black mass on the outside, and Aleister and Gargano stare each other down, as now Aleister takes him down, and you can say he is furious. He is furious following that black mass. Gargano, however, you have to... I mean, he's hit him with everything. He's hit him with a DIY super kick, the dive to the outside, the black mass, and yet it's Aleister Black who is still fighting. These two men are going to war here to kick off the Money in the Bank pay-per-view all over the WWE title, and that just shows you what the WWE title means to these two men, as Gargano now... Oh, wait a second. He's got him, and he connects! Gargano connects with the spin-out slam, and now gonna be going for another DIY super kick. And he's got him! It's gotta be over! 1, 2, 3... No, and he kicks out! I am shocked. I am bewildered. I don't know what to say. As now, oh wait a second, Gargano pushes Aleister Black and apparently into the referee. He pushes Aleister Black into the referee, and the fight continues on the outside now. The referee has been knocked down after all of this. As Gargano sends him into the barricade. Oh, as he slams him face first, and these two men are brawling on the outside. However, ladies and gentlemen, the referee has just been knocked down. He's down in the middle of the ring, and Aleister now, goes for a strike, but Gargano now sends him into the steel steps. Gargano has hit Aleister Black with everything that he has in his arsenal, and yet Aleister has kicked out of everything Gargano has dished out, as now he sends him into the ring. My God. These two are going to war, and there you see Gargano staring at the WWE Champion, wondering how he can defeat Aleister Black. Gargano? No, not like this. Gargano, not like this! Gargano, come on! I know the referee is down, but no, not like this, Gargano! Johnny, he's got a steel chair! And Aleister getting back to his feet, and Gargano drops the chair. Perhaps second-guessing himself. Perhaps that little voice in his head telling him that this isn't the way, as Aleister Black moves out of the way and connects with the Black Mass. 1, 2, 3, and Aleister Black beats Johnny Gargano with a Black Mass out of nowhere. But Gargano, tempted perhaps to hit Aleister Black with a steel chair, or at least that's what it looked like. Okay, after a war between these two men, Johnny Gargano hitting Aleister Black with everything, not only in his arsenal, but stealing a bit from Aleister as well. Like this in the replay, with his own Black Mass out of nowhere on the outside. Gargano hitting him with a flurry of strikes. The DIY kick, not once, but twice. Hitting him with the Gargano escape. Hitting him with everything, almost hitting him with a steel chair. I mean, I could get where he's coming from with that. I don't particularly condone what Gargano looked like he was planning on doing to Aleister Black, and it looks like Gargano decided against it, and I have to thank him for that. Because if Gargano won the WWE title from this man, Aleister Black, via a steel chair, I don't know if Gargano would be able to live with himself. However, he decided to drop the steel chair. Aleister Black swiftly kicked him in the face with the Black Mass, and now Black retains the WWE Championship. If anything, Aleister has proven to the world why he is the champion. He has proven to the world his heart, his desire, his need to be champion, and perhaps no one can take that title away from him. However, speaking of champions, ladies and gentlemen, there you see him. Adam Cole, baby, walking into the arena. He's the Universal Champion, and tonight he's got a hell of a challenge. In our main event of the evening, it's going to be Adam Cole versus Brock Lesnar. And I can't wait to see who will walk away from that main event as the winner. However, coming up next, we're going to find out who will be leaving with the men's Money in the Bank briefcase, as this is the first of 2 Money in the Bank ladder matches. We've got Kyle O'Reilly, Cien, Cara, Samoa Joe, Ricochet, Shinsuke Nakamura, and Kalisto, all battling here in Las Vegas, Nevada, in front of this sold-out crowd for a chance to make history. Okay, that briefcase, of course, has changed the lives of so many competitors in the past. People like Jack Swagger, people like Edge, people like CM Punk, people like Daniel Bryan. They have all held that briefcase, and they have all gone on to become a top champion, and watch as their lives change forever. Will Cien and Cara also feel that massive effect, feel that glory here tonight by climbing the ladder and retrieving the briefcase? We're gonna find out as Sin Cara watches on, watches up the ramp, waiting for this man. 1/4 of the Undisputed Era. Of course, we just watched the leader of the Undisputed Era, the Universal Champion, make his way into the arena, Adam Cole. But this is Kyle O'Reilly, and you have to think, if Adam Cole were to somehow, some way beat Brock Lesnar in our main event tonight, and if Kyle O'Reilly were to say, cash in that briefcase on the WWE Champion, Aleister Black, well then we could see the Undisputed Era rule over not just Raw, but all of WWE, with Kyle and Cole as the two top competitors in the WWE. Okay, there are so many different possibilities, ladies and gentlemen, and I can't wait to see if Kyle O'Reilly can pull out the victory, or will it be this man? He's a former WWE champion in his own right. He's a former WrestleMania headliner. He is the king of strong style. This is Shinsuke Nakamura, who recently has suffered a few losses to another Undisputed Era member, Roderick Strong. Okay, he lost his United States title to none other than Strong at WrestleMania. And then, of course, he lost in the rematch on Monday Night Raw. So you gotta think Shinsuke Nakamura, he's walking into this one. He's got a lot of losses. He's got a lot to think about. And perhaps if he were to somehow win that briefcase, then maybe his career trajectory could once again be on a more positive end, as opposed to the negative feeling that he may be feeling right now. However, even though everybody in this matchup is an incredible competitor, including Shinsuke Nakamura, I don't know if anybody can match the incredible athleticism, the expertly timed agility, the non-stop momentum of this man, the former NXT champion, the master of the 630. I can barely do a front flip. This guy does it 3 times in a row before landing hard on his opponent. This is Ricochet, and you have to think, the idea of him using a ladder to climb up to the top and to somehow, I don't even know, okay, this guy's imagination is ungodly. And I can't wait to see what Ricochet can possibly do with a ladder. However, Ricochet is not the only master of the sky. He's not the only high flyer in this matchup. Let's turn our attention to this man, Kalisto. Now, he has seen his stock steadily rise ever since the breakup of the Lucha Dragons. And, of course, that has created Sin Cara's new presentation. Okay, he's a bit of a darker soul. However, Kalisto, he has found himself on Raw, almost outshining Sin Cara in that respect, with his incredible agility. And, sure, even though he's challenged a few times for the United States title, he hasn't necessarily won the championship. However, in every single matchup we see Kalisto in, he pulls out an incredible performance. However, speaking of incredible performers, let's talk about Samoa Joe, the last man making his way to the ring in this matchup. Okay, we've got Sin Cara, Kalisto, Shinsuke Nakamura, Kyle O'Reilly, Ricochet, and this man, Samoa Joe, who is, without a doubt, the most powerful and the strongest competitor walking into this one. So you gotta think Samoa Joe, he's gonna want to use that power to his advantage as he immediately goes after, in my opinion, the most agile competitor in the matchup, Ricochet. However, as you can see on the outside, it's Kalisto and Sin Cara immediately heading out. And that old Lucha Dragons rivalry is being brought back up here. And it seems as though the fight commences between the two tag team partners, as Shinsuke Nakamura and Kyle O'Reilly perhaps just watch on from a distance as Ricochet gets sent across the ring at a great distance. However, right now, Kyle O'Reilly gets taken down as well, this time with a back suplex by Samoa Joe. And the big man takes down everybody, and now it's Sin Cara who takes down Kalisto on the ramp with a Luthez press. No, wait a second. As you can see, Shinsuke Nakamura and Samoa Joe now with a bit of a stare down here, and here we go. Oh, but there you see now it's Kalisto going after Sin Cara. Oh, as he connects there with a forearm strike. But now it's another forearm strike, this time by Nakamura to Samoa Joe. These two have a lot of history together. These two have competed in absolute wars against one another over the past few years here in the WWE. However, now they're on different brands, so we can't particularly watch as that rivalry continues, as Sin Cara continues his dominance over Kalisto on the top of the ramp. But it's Shinsuke who takes down Joe. Oh, now wait a second. Sin Cara has a ladder here, perhaps looking to use it as a weapon. But Kalisto takes it away from him. However, there you see it's Nakamura and Samoa Joe battling in the middle of the ring. And there you see that power of Samoa Joe being put on display as Kalisto the high flyer, sets up the ladder. No, looks to climb it here. Okay, I don't think he's going to be able to reach the briefcase from there, but it's Samoa Joe, without a care, flying to the outside with a suicide dive onto the King of Strong style. However, now it's Kalisto and Cien and Cara battling here tonight on the top of that ladder. Sure, they're not going to be able to reach the briefcase, but you got to think these two luchadors could see this as a way to harm the other! And the crowd chanting, "This is awesome," following this non-stop display of maneuvers by everybody in this matchup. Okay, Kalisto, off the top of the ladder, hitting a cutter on Sin Cara, as now it's Kyle O'Reilly who cuts off Samoa Joe, taking that ladder away from the big man. And now we've got Kyle and Joe battling here tonight. Another one of those rare stare downs, one of those rare showdowns that you're going to only be able to see here in this matchup. As of course, Kyle O'Reilly, he's on Monday Night Raw. Samoa Joe, he's over on SmackDown, as Joe takes down Kyle O'Reilly with a kick there. However, now it's Ricochet, a man who's never met Samoa Joe in that squared circle, competing against none other than, you guessed it, Samoa Joe, going back and forth here with the strikes. It is what I would argue the strength of Samoa Joe versus the speed of Ricochet, as Kyle goes behind him here, but Samoa Joe plants his feet to the ground, making sure that Kyle cannot pick him up for any sort of maneuver. However, there you see, he hits a maneuver in his own right on Kyle with a brutal punch right to the bridge of the nose. Oh, and speaking of punches, there you see another one there, this time by Ricochet. As now, oh, he ducks underneath the clothesline by the big man. He ducks underneath the clothesline. Sorry, I'm stuttering. However, perhaps Samoa Joe will start stuttering as well, following a brutal regal plex by Kyle O'Reilly. Thank God he missed the ladder, or that could have been the end of it for Samoa Joe in this matchup. However, Joe right now, he's still not looking too good nonetheless, as he gets sent to the outside by Ricochet, picking him up after that brutal regal plex by Kyle O'Reilly. And now perhaps we are seeing a dream showdown here, once again, featuring Kyle O'Reilly. However, this time he stares across at Ricochet, and here we go. Ricochet in the black and red now, looking to go after the man in the light gray, yellow, black combination, and Kyle O'Reilly, who gets a kick right to the stomach, and a drop kick there by the high-flying Ricochet. Oh, however, he goes to kick him, but Kyle O'Reilly quickly rolls out of the way, but he takes a back suplex nonetheless, and Ricochet right now, he's on fire. As Ricochet goes for another kick, Kyle, however, charges towards him, and you do not want to compete in a fast-paced matchup against Ricochet. That is the kind of match that Ricochet is very comfortable in, so Kyle O'Reilly looks to showcase his own unique array of skills with those incredible strikes, taking down Ricochet. However, right now it's Ricochet who sends him in the corner, but Kyle O'Reilly strikes back with a back elbow here. He goes for another kick, but once again he gets caught, this time by Ricochet, who gets sent towards the corner, as Kyle O'Reilly now sees this perhaps as an opportunity, as he charges towards him and connects with a forearm strike. However, you gotta think Kyle O'Reilly, he's starting to get tired, he's starting to get exhausted. He's been in the ring the longest. Okay, meeting with Samoa Joe with a back and forth exchange between the two men. Samoa Joe and Kyle O'Reilly, they are expert strikers, but they're also very dangerous and hard-hitting. As he gets those hard shots to the stomach, does Kyle O'Reilly before being taken down there, spiking him on the top of his head. The full weight of Kyle O'Reilly's body coming crashing down on his neck and head area, and Ricochet now perhaps sees this as an opportunity from the middle rope, but nobody home! From the middle turnbuckle, Ricochet goes for the Phoenix Splash. Kyle O'Reilly sends him across the ring after dodging the Phoenix Splash, moving out of the way. Oh, but there you see, he takes him down there. He's got him in the corner. And now perhaps sees this as an opportunity. Oh, but Shinsuke Nakamura looks to take it away from him, taking down the ladder. Okay, taking that ladder away from O'Reilly. And you gotta think this is another one of those dream match scenarios. Kyle O'Reilly versus Shinsuke Nakamura, both very similar competitors in the fact that they are hard hitters, but also incredible technical wrestlers. However, right now, if you're going to be in a striking contest against Shinsuke Nakamura, well then you better be prepared to lose, as O'Reilly and Nakamura are battling, but there you see a brutal punch turning him around into a DDT, and it seems as though that tag team tandem offense by Nakamura and Ricochet is being put to good use there, a temporary alliance between two men who look to leave here tonight with the briefcase. However, right now, Ricochet looks to put an end to that temporary alliance, going after Nakamura, but now it's Shinsuke. Oh, with a kick right to the stomach. As Kyle O'Reilly is in the corner, watching on. Okay, like I said earlier, he's got to be exhausted, he's got to be hurt. However, right now it's Shinsuke Nakamura bringing the pain to Ricochet in that corner. Oh boy, second Ricochet turns him around, goes for another running strike, but instead, once again, it's Nakamura who catches him and counters him, sending him into another corner here. And now, oh, speaking of high-flying competitors, here comes Kalisto, following that devastating cutter off the top of the ladder all the way to the floor on the outside, hitting it on Cara. However, right now it's Shinsuke and Kalisto battling on one half of the ring, and it seems as though this matchup has turned into a match of two halves, as Ricochet has Kyle O'Reilly in position for something, sending him to the outside, as now it seems as though both men have something in mind! Ricochet and Kyle O'Reilly! Kalisto and Nakamura! Two very similar looking maneuvers, and it seems as though you could pull out your old Spider-Man memes as these two perhaps looking at a mirror of one another following that devastating duo of dives, but Sin Cara puts a stop to it. Sin Cara going after his former Lucha Dragons tag team partner, picking him up with the suplex stunner, taking him down to the outside, and now Kalisto's down. Sin Cara turns around, and now it's another stare down. This time between Sin Cara and Ricochet, which gets interrupted by Samoa Joe. Oh, but now it seems as though Sin Cara not wasting any time, seeing this as an opportunity as he goes after Ricochet. Oh, but there you see Ricochet with a kick right to the leg, setting him into the corner here. Goes for a kick as Samoa Joe watches on, perhaps intelligently watching on. Oh, but now, wait a second. He finally finds his point. He finally finds a moment where he can get in on the action, sending him across the ring. And Samoa Joe, the big man, showing off his power with the muscle buster on Sin Cara here. And Samoa Joe in the black and red, or black and blue, sorry, turning Sin Cara black and blue, as Ricochet, the man in the black and red, is now joined by the big man, Samoa Joe, who crushes him in the corner before hitting him with another kick like we saw earlier on by the big man, Samoa Joe. Okay, this Money in the Bank ladder match has been working at a non-stop pace thus far. I'm surprised I can even keep up with the action, let alone the competitors in the ring. And of course, the ones who have spilled onto the outside. However, Samoa Joe, he sets up the ladder. Okay, perhaps in the wrong position, I would argue. Or maybe it was just to move that ladder out of the way so he could set up something here. Oh, but now he's talking trash to Ricochet. He's talking trash to Ricochet as he has him on those ropes. He goes for the kick. Oh, but Ricochet now counters, and Ricochet has had enough. Ricochet has had enough. He chops him in the chest. Goes for another one, but instead he gets a brutal punch. Oh, but now a punch in response by Ricochet. As Ricochet connecting with a bicycle kick there. Taking down the big man. And Ricochet now looks down at Samoa Joe. Oh, wait a second. I mean, I know Ricochet can fly high. Maybe he can jump towards the briefcase. Ricochet, however, he doesn't seem to be looking at the briefcase. He seems to be eyeing Samoa Joe here. Ricochet, what is he doing? What does he have in mind? 630 off the top of the ladder! In this crowd using their profanity to describe their reaction to what was indeed a holy shit moment as Ricochet flies off the top of a ladder, connecting with a 630 onto the big man Samoa Joe, and both men perhaps have been taken out following an incredible moment by Ricochet. Maybe not a smart strategy by Ricochet in the long run, as Kyle O'Reilly sees that the damage has been done, and perhaps Kyle O'Reilly could be going up, he could be grabbing the briefcase, but Kalisto now rushes into the ring, stopping him from taking that briefcase down, as now we've got Kyle O'Reilly and Kalisto battling here tonight. Oh, as a punch to the face connecting. As Kyle O'Reilly, oh god no, oh what the hell, in another moment! It seems as though everybody in this match has a death wish as they fly off the top of another ladder. Kalisto and Kyle O'Reilly go crashing down with a code breaker-like maneuver off the top of a ladder by Kyle O'Reilly. And now, oh well. I mean, hell, why not? Kyle O'Reilly tried to do it. Nobody was in the ring. So why not Sin Cara? Okay, everybody else is taking themselves out, and it seems as though this could be Sin Cara's moment as he climbs up. And always like it seems as though Nakamura has decided to meet him up there. Sin Cara reaches for the briefcase, and now he's reaching across the ladder, and these two are now going to war. Everybody else has been taken out here. Shinsuke Nakamura with a forearm as he pushes Sin Cara off the ladder. And now Nakamura grabs the briefcase! Nakamura's done it! Nakamura has survived! Shinsuke Nakamura! Following all the carnage! He has wisely picked his mark! And he has successfully, ladies and gentlemen, successfully won the Money in the Bank briefcase! He outlasted Samoa Joe's strength, Sin Cara's ruthlessness, Ricochet's high-flying acumen, Kalisto's agility, Kyle O'Reilly's technicality, and his own self-doubt leading into this matchup following his many losses to Roderick Strong for the United States title. Sure, he lost the US title, but now he could be looking to greener pastures. Shinsuke Nakamura will leave here tonight Mr. Money in the Bank. However, that woman right there, Bayley, is looking to leave here tonight as the Raw Women's Champion. Now, reportedly, Bayley has decided to compete here tonight without Sasha by her side for multiple reasons. One, so she can prove herself against that woman, her opponent, Asuka. And two, so Sasha Banks can focus on her match later on tonight in the Women's Money in the Bank ladder match. However, this next one, ladies and gentlemen, is all about the Intercontinental Championship as Andrade Cien Almas challenges Drew McIntyre for the prestigious championship. Of course, these two have been feuding for a very long time, even before WrestleMania, when Andrade challenged Drew McIntyre for the title, taking his first ever loss on SmackDown. He came in white hot, defeating Daniel Bryan at the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view, before, of course, going on to challenge McIntyre for the Intercontinental title in a match where, as you can tell, as I mentioned a few moments ago, Andrade suffered a defeat, with Drew McIntyre leaving with the title. Drew McIntyre, he already knows that he can beat Andrade Cien Almas. So you gotta think, psychologically, perhaps, Almas may not be feeling too good walking into this one. He's perhaps re-strategized. He's got to have rethought about what to do. Okay, Andrade Cien Almas Sure, he may be coming out here alongside Zelina Vega with their, seems as though, Star Wars-inspired gear. However, tonight, you gotta think he is looking to take down the Empire of Drew McIntyre and leave here tonight with the IC title. However, of course, both men, they already know that Drew McIntyre can defeat Andrade. Tonight, it's Andrade's turn to perhaps show the world that he can defeat McIntyre. Will he be able to use his incredible skill to outlast and outperform his opponent tonight? Or will McIntyre showcase the incredible Scottish psychopathic ruthlessness in a match against Andrade? We're about to find out, ladies and gentlemen. I would argue that Almas has definitely cooled down since his white-hot start on SmackDown. However, tonight, he's looking to once again, perhaps, feel the momentum, the pendulum of momentum swing towards his side if he can somehow defeat Drew McIntyre for the oh-so-prestigious white strap. However, that is not going to be an easy task if he were to be able to do so. It's not going to be easy for anybody to defeat Drew McIntyre. Sure, McIntyre has also suffered a few losses. However, that is only after being attacked by Andrade, Cien, Almas. Okay, McIntyre, he went toe-to-toe against Finn Balor in a match on SmackDown. However, before that, he was attacked by Andrade, and McIntyre suffered the loss. Then, McIntyre, a few weeks later, went one-on-one with Cara in a Money in the Bank qualifying matchup. And as you can tell, Cara entered that Money in the Bank ladder match by defeating Drew McIntyre via the assistance of an attack by Andrade backstage earlier on in the program. But tonight, Drew McIntyre, he is not coming into this one hurt. He is 100%, and we're going to find out if he can defeat Andrade once again, or if McIntyre will lose that title that he is staring at. He's got that Scottish anger coursing through his veins. He's got that ruthless nature present in his moveset. He is a hard striker, and I would argue he has the power advantage and, of course, the height advantage. Andrade, perhaps, he's got the speed and the technical offense here tonight, walking into this one, and he's going to have to use that to leave here tonight with the IC title. Okay, he lost the NXT Championship. However, he was indeed the first ever NXT champion. Tonight, we're going to find out if he can add more gold to his incredible and impressive list of accolades. Because it's all about that. The IC title. We already saw Shinsuke Nakamura shock the world by leaving here tonight with the Money in the Bank briefcase. Let's see who will shock the world tonight by leaving with the title. And it seems to Almas not wasting any time, going for a cover here. 1, 2. No, and only a 2 count. Immediately right out of the gate trying to roll up Drew McIntyre as he hits him there with a brutal punch. And there you see the forearms now connecting by Almas. And then a chop to the chest for good measure. And here we go. Andrade Cien Almas not wasting any time, hitting him over and over again with those brutal strikes. Those punches connecting. Those kicks connecting. And now, with a leg drop connecting, McIntyre set up beautifully for what was a punishing display of offense. But only a 1 count nonetheless by Andrade Cien Almas. As now once again, he goes to pick him up and successfully knock him back down to the ground. Taking him off his feet with a punch right to the face. And the champion now, he ain't looking so good. As now, oh, look at this, Andrade! Look at the raw power! 1, 2! No, and only a 2 count. Sure, he didn't need to pick up Drew McIntyre for that German suplex, but he wanted to show McIntyre. He wanted to play with him psychologically, saying, hey, you may be walking in with the power advantage, but do not discount my own strength, my own skill. Walking into this one as the challenger. However, the champion nonetheless goes for a strike, ducks underneath the clothesline, however, does Andrade, and he connects. Both men walking into this one with the black and blue color scheme, and it seems as though they're going to be leaving with a few more black and blue marks on their bodies. As now Almas, he charges towards him. McIntyre moves out of the way. However, now he's playing with his opponent even more psychologically, does Almas, taunting the champion. And now McIntyre walks back into the ring. However, McIntyre, there you see, connecting with Zelina Vega watching on, as she watches. Andrade, Cien, Almas going back and forth with Drew McIntyre. However, right now McIntyre with the flurry of strikes, the brutal chops to the chest to his opponent, his challenger and the Intercontinental Champion, not wasting any time, ducking underneath, following the Irish Whip before a showcase of raw strength again. This is the Money in the Bank pay-per-view event. These two know how important this event is. These two know that the eyes of the WWE fan base are watching as Almas and McIntyre look to continue this battle. As now it's Drew McIntyre who taunts his opponent, who gets back into the ring, as Andrade now, connecting with a float over neckbreaker. And now goes for the cover. 1, 2, no, and only a 2 count again. But now it's McIntyre who rolls to the outside, perhaps trying to get some distance, perhaps trying to get some breathing room, and Almas not allowing him the chance to do so, sending him back into the ring. And Almas now, following a beautiful corkscrew dive to the outside, walks over to the other side of the ring, and perhaps sees this as another opportunity to showcase his dominance and agility. 1, 2, no, and only a 2 count. But now McIntyre's heart, that Scottish fury, perhaps fueling him as he gets up, following that cartwheel kick combination by Almas. However, there you see McIntyre trying to fight back here. Those brutal punches, those hard-hitting strikes, doing a number here on the challenger. However, the champion now showcases his own agility. McIntyre showcases his own agility, flying to the outside, flipping onto Almas, the full weight of Drew McIntyre coming down on his challenger, and Zelina Vega looks worried. 2, no, and only a 2 count, however, as Almas kicks out, pushing off the champion. However, he gets back up to his feet nonetheless, as he goes after Drew McIntyre, who must be hurt, following all the damage, all the punishment. However, you gotta think Andrade, he's starting to feel the long-term effects of this non-stop punishment by McIntyre. As now, Almas takes him down with a superplex. Superplex off the top. This could be it here. 1, 2, no, and somehow, some way, he kicks out of it. Andrade can't believe it, and neither can anybody else here in attendance, as McIntyre gets back to his feet. And oh god, wait a second. He gets back to his feet and gets caught there as he catches him. Catches him with the arm trap DDT. 1, 2, 3, no, and he kicks out. McIntyre kicks out, and I have no idea how. Following a superplex, following all the dives, following the arm trap DDT that has put away so many other competitors. That arm trap DDT that has led Andrade to becoming, a former NXT champion, the first ever NXT champion. A title that he held for such a long time because of that arm trap DDT, and yet McIntyre kicks out of it and now goes for a roll-up. Perhaps he's feeling desperate. 2, no, and only a 2 count there. Showcasing again his own agility, springboarding over Andrade, Cien, Almas catching him in the pinfall attempt. However, just like all the other pinfalls thus far in this matchup, Andrade kicks out. However, perhaps McIntyre now could see this as an opportunity, charges towards him, but instead he ducks underneath. He ducks underneath the clothesline, sends him across the ring, and these two are putting on a war here. These two are putting on a war! Oh, and now it seems as though Andrade, once again, bringing this war from the physical plane to the psychological one. It looked like he went to go for the running knees, but instead, he decided to change course, stopping himself and slapping Drew McIntyre disrespectfully in the face. And it seems as though McIntyre pushes him off, and this match is not done, as Almas and McIntyre, they're brawling, they're battling, they've hit each other with everything. They've hit each other with, oh, so many hugely impactful maneuvers. Counter for counter, these two men go. As I mentioned earlier, it's the height and strength advantage of McIntyre, but it seems as though Andrade has decided to take out all advantages and play some dirty, cheap tactics. Oh, but it only gets him a 2 count, raking the eyes of the champion, raking the eye of Drew McIntyre, and perhaps half blind, he's still fighting. However, it seems as though he couldn't get past that. The brutal clothesline taking down the champion. These two are going to war here at the Money in the Bank pay-per-view event, as McIntyre blocks the punch. And now these two are still going back and forth, with McIntyre pushing down Andrade, following all the massive maneuvers. These two men continue the brawl, and McIntyre takes down Andrade. And McIntyre's feeling the energy coursing through his veins. 1, 2, perhaps wasting too much time, and he did. Okay, perhaps if he went for the pinfall immediately following that massive slam, he could have left here tonight, once again being named the champion. However, now the likelihood of that happening has become slim, with Andrade, Cien, and Almas still fighting, and McIntyre still pushing ahead. And I've got to say, no matter what, you have to appreciate the incredible showcase. Oh my god, by Andrade, Cien, Almas! Oh my god, speaking of a showcase! Showcasing his agility! Showcasing his ring presence! And now, Andrade, out of nowhere, following that, connects! Sorry if I may be screaming. 1, 2. No, and only a 2 count. But Andrade, he went to go for the moonsault. McIntyre moved out of the way, and Almas lands on his feet to counter it. And you can't deny the heart and determination by both competitors as Drew out of nowhere. Future Shock DDT. Future Shock. 1, 2. No, and only a 2 count again. Of course, walking in, we knew it was the Battle of the Arm Trap and the Future Shock, the 2 variations of the DDT. And yet both men have kicked out of each maneuver, and McIntyre can't believe it, and neither can I. These two are putting on a war here, a clinic, a masterclass of the modern stylings and brutal fights of modern professional wrestling, and it seems as though McIntyre looks to put an end to it here with the Claymore. 1, 2, 3, and McIntyre retains the Intercontinental title. My god. What a fight. That's the only word that can describe what we just witnessed. It was a fight. Okay, both men showcasing the best of themselves here. Showcasing the heart, the determination, the need to become a top champion, the need to become the Intercontinental champion. And yet, Andrade, Cien, Almas. Okay, you must applaud his efforts, even though I don't particularly love his attitude. However, McIntyre, tonight, once again, bested his opponent, and he is still the Intercontinental champion. What a performance by the Scottish psychopath. However, now, It's time to turn our attention over to this matchup. The SmackDown Women's title will be on the line as Ember Moon challenges Alexa Bliss in what Alexa has called a Bliss Rules match. Now let me kind of describe the rules of this matchup. Okay, as you can see, rule number 1, if one's name is Alexa Bliss, the disqualification rule, as seen in a usual one-on-one match, does not apply to you. Number 2, if one were to attack or fight on behalf of Alexa Bliss, then they must go unpunished, and the match shall continue. Number 3, if one were to attack or fight on behalf of someone not named Alexa Bliss, outside of her opponent in the match, then Alexa Bliss automatically wins via forfeit on behalf of Bliss's opponent. And finally, rule number 4, the count-out rule, as seen in a usual one-on-one match, is not in effect. And as you can probably tell after reading those rules, well, they're clearly in favor of the champion. The SmackDown Women's Champion, Alexa Bliss. The one who took her, appropriately enough, Money in the Bank briefcase and cashed in on that woman at WrestleMania. Mere minutes after Ember Moon won the SmackDown Women's title, it was Alexa Bliss who ran down to the ring, cashed in her briefcase, and left WrestleMania with not only a WrestleMania moment in her own right, but a SmackDown Women's Championship as evidence. And sure, I understand, Ember Moon, she must be furious, she must be angry at the fact that she is not walking into this pay-per-view as the champion after defeating Bayley and overcoming the odds against the duo of Bayley and Sasha Banks, because she has created an entire career of overcoming the odds and defying expectations. However, Ember Moon, she must be biting off more than she can chew. Sure, she's angry. Sure, she really, really desperately wants that SmackDown Women's title like every other female combatant on the SmackDown brand. However, you gotta question her strategy. You have to question her intelligence, because the rules are all in favor of that woman, Alexa Bliss. Okay, if Alexa Bliss wanted to run to ringside immediately, grab a steel chair, and start beating the hell out of her opponent, she can do that. But Ember Moon does not have the same luxury. And even though I love Ember Moon as much as the next professional wrestling fan, I'm worried about her walking into this one. Okay, perhaps her fury, her anger, has overcome her sense of strategy, has overcome her intelligence walking into this one. Perhaps accepting this matchup, accepting this stipulation, was not a smart idea for Ember Moon. I get it. She wants to be the champion. She wants to leave here tonight with that, the SmackDown Women's title. But perhaps she should have just fought another day, when the rules of the matchup were equal to both competitors. Ember Moon, I said earlier, she has to defy the odds, and she has made a career out of doing so. But tonight, she's going to have to really, really try. She's going to have to really have pinpoint accuracy in everything she does in order to leave here tonight as the champion. And right out of the gate, Ember Moon does not give Alexa Bliss a moment to think, a moment to strategize, as she goes for the cover. However, 1, 2, no, and only a 2 count, following a roll-up pinfall attempt with Ember Moon kicking her right in the face. Oh, and now looks like she's going to use those educated feet once again to take down the SmackDown Women's Champion. Okay, Ember Moon, she has been a champion before here in the WWE. In fact, even winning the SmackDown Women's title at WrestleMania, even if it was just for a few minutes before Alexa Bliss cashed in, so she knows what it's like to feel the pride of being champion, and she's gonna do perhaps some risky maneuvers like that suicide dive in order to get back to that spot as a top champion here in the WWE. The suicide dive connecting on the champion, and the challenger now 1, 2, no, and only a 2 count, with Ember Moon out of nowhere working at a non-stop pace here tonight, trying to take down Alexa Bliss. Oh, however, there you see Ember Moon with a kick right to the stomach, and now a few more shots for good measure. We've seen her hit this before, and it connects again! A brutal knee right to the jaw! And the cover, 1, 2. No, and only a 2 count. I would argue that that knee was very similar to Shinsuke Nakamura's Kin Sasha finishing maneuver. Okay, Shinsuke Nakamura, of course, he left here tonight. Or he's leaving here tonight, I should say, because he is still in the back. He's going to have something to say later on in the evening. However, Ember Moon, as she goes for a kick. Oh! Kicks Alexa Bliss right in the leg. As Shinsuke Nakamura holds the men's Money in the Bank briefcase. We've still got the women's Money in the Bank briefcase. Oh! Up for grabs later on tonight in the ladder match. As Alexa Bliss, of course, the former women's Money in the Bank briefcase holder, takes down Ember Moon following perhaps a massive mistake by Ember as she went to go towards the corner. Went to go for that roundabout clothesline in the corner, and Alexa Bliss dodged it. And perhaps now Bliss sees that this is her opportunity to swing the pendulum of momentum back in her way, and this is exactly not where Ember Moon wants to be, as they are now on the outside. I mentioned it earlier. Alexa Bliss at any point in time can go under the ring and grab a weapon, like that kendo stick, for instance, that she used to, to smash against the stomach of her challenger. And now, oh my god, again, just swinging for the fences here. Okay, if Ember Moon isn't careful, she may feel her head fly into the third row of the arena as Alexa Bliss is swinging that kendo stick around and wailing on the challenger. And of course, Ember Moon, she does not have the luxury to reciprocate. She does not have the luxury to respond with her own choice of weaponry-based attacks as she takes down the challenger. And Ember Moon is in the ring. Alexa Bliss, she grabs a steel chair, however, and it seems as though she may have something in mind. And again with the chair. This time with the steel chair, like we don't have enough steel at the Money in the Bank pay-per-view with all the damn ladders around. Alexa Bliss deciding to use that chair over and over again, and hey, it's completely legal. Not that I have to like it, but it is completely legal, as Alexa Bliss looks to continue this onslaught. Oh, you can already see the cockiness in her movements as she connects. 1, 2, no, and only a 2 count, as she connects with those double knees right to the rib cage of Ember Moon, as Moon gets up, and she's trying to fight back here, goes for a kick, and oh my god! She goes for a kick, and once again, it's Alexa Bliss who counters, dropping her, and taking her down. As, oh, wait a second, perhaps it's Ember Moon's time to make a bit of a comeback here, but no! She goes for the final kick, perhaps in the sequence, but Alexa Bliss gets up and takes her down with the DDT out of nowhere! 1, 2, no, and only a 2 count there. Of course, Alexa Bliss has used so many weapons in this matchup, but she's been focusing primarily on the, as you can see right now, on the midsection of her opponent, on the stomach, on the back of Ember Moon. She hasn't been focusing too much on the head and neck, as she would do so often in so many other matches, and therefore that DDT perhaps did not give her, oh wait a second, 1, 2, no, and only a 2 count there, did not give her the victory. Okay, that DDT that has become her finishing maneuver has taken out so many other competitors. However, tonight, Ember Moon is trying to take home the gold. And you can already see that her need to become champion is perhaps overwhelming for Alexa Bliss, as she keeps kicking out of everything. Keeps kicking out of everything indeed as she gets back to her feet. And she's trying to fight back now using her fists to good use. As Moon now sees this as an opportunity to go for the double knees. And now, oh wait a second, Alexa Bliss out of nowhere! 1, 2, 3. And that's about what I expected walking into this matchup. That is about what I expected indeed. Okay, I don't like the fact that Alexa Bliss had to resort to these cheap tactics of using a variety of weapons like the steel chair, like the kendo stick, and there you see the DDT onto the chair by Alexa. However, nonetheless, Bliss here tonight is the SmackDown Women's Champion, leaving this pay-per-view event. And I mentioned it earlier, okay, I questioned the intelligence of Ember Moon even accepting this stipulation, but that's what happens. Okay, Alexa Bliss, the odds were in her favor, and even though Ember Moon has made a career out of defying those odds, tonight it wasn't her night. She got hit over and over again with the steel chairs with the kendo sticks. And tonight, Alexa Bliss is leaving as the champion. However, coming up next, these two competitors are indeed from SmackDown as well, and it's another story of defying the odds. Ember Moon couldn't do it against Alexa Bliss. Will Roman Reigns be able to do it against The Fiend? And now, well, there you see him. It's Roman Reigns who, like Ember Moon, has created a career out of defying the odds and exceeding expectations. However, as we saw in our previous matchup, that is sometimes not enough. Ember Moon was unsuccessful in defeating Alexa Bliss in that Bliss Rules matchup. Roman Reigns looks to be the one who can defeat The Fiend. And I'm going to give my prediction right now. Typically, I don't give out my predictions for these matches, but I'll say it right now. Even though I like Roman Reigns, even though I find Roman Reigns to be a very talented performer, he's an expert brawler, he's a powerhouse. With it against any other man, Roman Reigns has a great chance at defeating his opponent. However, he's not going up against the man tonight. He's going up against the monster known as The Fiend. And even though I like Roman, I can't particularly see him getting the victory. But hey, that's what we're here to find out. If Roman Reigns can prove me wrong, I will give him a standing ovation. Because if anybody can do it in the WWE, perhaps Roman will be able to win. But like I said, even though I like Roman, I don't know if he can defeat this monster. The monster controlled by Abby the Witch. The monster who has defeated the likes of the Hardy Boys, the Bludgeon Brothers, rest in peace, of course, Luke Harper, The Undertaker, and so many others. Braun Strowman, so many others that The Fiend has targeted and destroyed. Single-handedly destroyed. I would argue there is nothing, there is no one like The Fiend. And I'm not talking about just in WWE. I'm talking about in professional wrestling as a whole. The Fiend is a powerhouse. He is a monster. It is a monster. And it's a monster that is controlled by Abby the Witch. And as we've seen over on the Funhouse, Abby has stated that she wants to control and destroy, perhaps, the world that we all occupy. And tonight, The Fiend looks to destroy what Abby calls the pet project of Vince McMahon, the ruler of the WWE, the Fiend, perhaps looks to destroy Roman Reigns. I said it before, I like Reigns, but I don't know if he can do it. The Undertaker couldn't, and perhaps tonight, Roman will show the world that he can. As the bell rings, and immediately right out of the gate, the Fiend takes down Roman Reigns. As now the Fiend takes him down again, launching him into the air. As he's not done, goes for a back suplex, changes his psychotic mind, and plants him face first into the mat. However, there you see Roman Reigns. He's an expert brawler, going for these punches. That's what he relies on. Those punches, those strikes. That's exactly what Roman Reigns has used to defeat so many other competitors. But right now, the Fiend not giving him a chance to hit him anymore. Well, there you see the Fiend. There you see the Fiend with that eerie pose, that eerie taunt. I'm not even too sure what to call it. What I do know is that the Fiend, however, is continuing this onslaught against Roman Reigns. Okay, I mentioned earlier, the Fiend, he beat The Undertaker at WrestleMania in the main event, retiring The Undertaker and defeating him within the confines of a Hell in a Cell match. And if Roman Reigns can somehow do what The Undertaker couldn't, I will be shocked. But right now, it ain't looking so good for him as he once again gets slammed down into the mat. And it's this non-stop onslaught of the Fiend, the slams, the strikes, that has created this aura, this mythos of this monster, of this destroyer. And the Fiend right now goes for a kick. And Roman Reigns out of nowhere won! No, only a 1 count. Roman Reigns out of nowhere connecting with an explosive spear. Trying to destroy the Fiend with Roman's greatest maneuver. The maneuver that has taken out so many other competitors here in the WWE. As he stares down at the Fiend. He goes for perhaps a clothesline, but the Fiend ducks underneath and again launches him across the ring. The Fiend is a monster here in the WWE. The Fiend is a destroyer, and right now he is destroying Roman Reigns, this time with the suplex. Bringing him back into the ring. And the big dog not looking too good. Well, there you see just these stomps repeatedly over and over and over and over again. These destructive strikes by the Fiend, not allowing Roman Reigns a chance to breathe, let alone fight back. As he bounces his skull off the turnbuckle. And now he bounces his fist off of Roman Reigns' face. God, and then he takes him down again. And the Fiend is just destroying Roman tonight. As now Roman looks up at the lights here. The Fiend stares down, waiting for him to get up, but decides instead to get him back to his feet. Goes for the mandible claw. But wait a second. Roman Reigns fighting back here. The Fiend looking to put an end to this fight. However, Roman Reigns takes down the Fiend with a kick. Oh my God, the Fiend has been taken off his feet by Roman. And now, throws him into the corner, and the Fiend just collapses. Superman punch by Roman! Superman punch! And Roman's got him! Roman's got him! And a spear! Roman Reigns with the spear! 1, 2, Only a 2 count there. Perhaps Roman's one chance to defeat the Fiend. Perhaps his one chance to be able to do what nobody has been able to do. What so many people have tried and failed to do. And that's actually keep the Fiend down for a 3 count. And yet the Fiend kicks out. And now Roman, perhaps in desperation mode, charging towards him, but gets taken down with a slam again. Roman hitting the Fiend with not 1, but 2. And the Fiend, just like that, after that neck crank, oh God, just starts punishing and dominating Roman Reigns. My God. Now the Fiend waits for him to get up here, and there you see the Fiend with the mandible claw. 1, 2, 3, and just like that, Abby's monster defeats, in her own words, Vince's pet project. Okay, we all know the history between Roman and Vince. They're good friends backstage. However, the Fiend decided to show no mercy to Roman Reigns here tonight. And now, Abby's monster continues this destruction, this dominance over the WWE. And the question remains, the Bludgeon Brothers, the Hardy Boys, The Undertaker, Braun Strowman, Roman Reigns, they couldn't do it. So the question remains, who can somehow take out the Fiend? Well, following that terrifying display, ladies and gentlemen, let me turn your attention over to Tommaso Ciampa. Well, it seems as though Tommaso Ciampa has decided to send a message, not just to King Booker, the Raw General Manager, the man who he beat at WrestleMania, but also to 1/4 of the Undisputed Era, the United States Champion, the man who Ciampa will be battling against on the next episode of Raw in the main event slot, Roderick Strong. And of course, both men are looking to leave that main event with not only a victory, but the United States Championship, as these two teams coming up next will be looking to leave with a victory in their own right and the Raw Tag Team titles. And we're kicking us off here with the challengers, Jimmy and Jay, the sons of Rikishi, the Usos, coming out here in black and orange. These two men are looking to finally get a victory against British Strong Style Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate. Of course, this rivalry has lasted for a very long time, not just over on Monday Night Raw, but all the way back to NXT, where it was British Strong Style versus the Uso brothers for the NXT Tag Team titles. Okay, last time they competed, British Strong Style walked in the champions before leaving with their then NXT Tag Team titles. Tonight, British Strong Style look to replicate history as they look to successfully defend their Raw Tag Team Championships. Will the Usos finally be able to get their revenge and finally be able to get their redemption and finally be able to leave this matchup knowing that they can beat British Strong Style in tag team action? Or will British Strong Style be able to replicate history? This match is all about revenge. It's about the Raw Tag Team titles. It's about seeing which one of these two duos will leave here tonight knowing that they are the best tag team on Monday Night Raw. We've got the Usos in the black and orange. We have got British Strong Style in the black and purple, and it seems as though we're kicking us off here. The bell has rung. The match is officially underway as Tyler Bate and Jey Uso kick off the contest. And immediately, right out of the gate, this has already turned into a back and forth fight. Back and forth with the punches, and then an elbow right to the knee before it seems as though it's Jey Uso saying, anything you can do, I can do better, with his own elbow right to the knee of Tyler Bate. Okay, these two duos are very different in their tag team action. The Usos, they love to rely on their kicks and their high-flying agenda, where it's British Strong Style, who love to work over their opponents using their own incredible technical advantage in most situations, and of course, their ground and pound, and it seems as though it's Tyler Bate showing off his athleticism. 1, 2, no, and only a 2 count following a back and forth display between both Tyler and Jay. As Tyler Bate connects with a brain buster, dropping down one of his challengers before he gets back up, and the fight continues on following the 2 count by Tyler Bate. And the back and forth action just seems to continue on. Reversal for reversal. It seems as though Jey Uso has decided to try and slow down the pace. However, Tyler Bate, he loves to work in a bit of a slow pace, just like Pete Dunne. However, right now, 1, 2, no, and only a 2 count. It's Jey Uso who goes for a cover in his own right. But now, once again, a kick out, but this time by Tyler Bate, and once again, we're at a bit of a stalemate. In the opening moments of this matchup, these two men are going back and forth, and it seems as though following the Uso chant that permeates throughout the arena, Tyler Bate decides to tag out to Pete Dunne, and Jey Uso responds by tagging out to Jimmy. And now we've got an entirely different ball game here with these two men looking to enter the ring. However, Pete Dunne connects with a back suplex, a similar back suplex that Jey Uso perhaps was trying to land on Tyler Bate, but was unsuccessful. Pete Dunne, however, successfully gets the job done there, but right now, Pete Dunne and Jimmy are still battling. Oh my god! And the horrific speed of Pete Dunne's suplex drives Jimmy Uso into the mat with the back of his head, the back of his neck, just crunching against the mat. However, right now, Jimmy, he's trying to fight back here, and he takes him down with a backwards DDT. And now, once again, with the Uso chant. Oh, as he just takes down Tyler Bate, taking him off the apron. However, there you see, connecting with a forearm shot, and another one for good measure is Pete Dunne. Oh, however, right there, he gets pushed down to the mat, and Jimmy Uso now, decides to throw him across the ring, perhaps seeing this as an opportunity. Okay, I mentioned this before in tag team action. You want to isolate your opponents. And right now, the Usos have decided to isolate Pete Dunne and the Bruiserweight, perhaps getting a few bruises there following that forearm strike. As he goes for the cover, does Jay. 1, 2. No, and only a 2 count on one half of the Raw Tag Team Champions. As one of the challengers, Jey Uso, goes after Pete Dunne, but Dunne takes him down nonetheless and kicks him in the stomach, perhaps seeing this as a bit of an opening with the X-Plex connecting. 1, 2. No, and only a 2 count there. A non-stop back and forth frenzy, ladies and gentlemen, has taken over the Money in the Bank pay-per-view, and more specifically, this Raw Tag Team title match. As right now, there you see Tyler Bates. He wants a tag, but instead, he gets tagged with a punch to the face by Jey Uso, who goes for a punch again, but this time, it's the Bruiserweight, who looks to strike back against Jey. However, there you see a bit of a stare down. Okay, a momentary lapse in judgment by the Bruiserweight, by Pete Dunne, not deciding to continue the offense. Instead, Jey Uso looked to take advantage before getting an enziguri right to the side of the head. However, right now, nonetheless, he uses his raw power to take down Pete Dunne with a Samoan drop. And now, even though Pete Dunne is more of the technical wrestler here between these two, I would argue, it seems as though it's Jey Uso who goes for a submission hold in his own right, a technical submission hold. However, instead of being able to tap out Pete Dunne, it's Tyler Bate who runs in and breaks up the submission, and Jey Uso seems to be having none of that as he clotheslines him to the outside. Tyler Bate now down on the ground, Pete Dunne in the middle of the ring as, wait a second, Jey sees this as an opportunity to go Uso crazy, flying through the air, landing hard on Tyler, as now Pete Dunne and Jey Uso are battling in the ring. Tyler Bate is down, Pete Dunne perhaps not looking too good, as now we could be seeing an opportunity here for the Usos with the Uso Splash connecting. Tyler Bate back on the apron, and Jimmy sees it, punches him down. We could have new Raw Tag Team Champions here, following the Usos Splash. 1, 2, 3, no, and only a 2 count. Only a 2 count there by Jimmy Uso, following the Uso Splash, perhaps a bit too slow, following that punch to the face to take down Tyler Bate. If Tyler was still down following the dive to the outside by Jey, we could be hearing the music of the Usos, and we could be watching as the Usos celebrate with their newly minted Raw Tag Team titles. However, the match is still going on. Pete Dunne tries to fight back here. Forearm strike connecting as he launches him, and oh god, Tyler Bate, the big strong boy, he's got him up, and then they take him down there. A bit of a shout out to the Hart Foundation, perhaps, with the Heart Attack, a maneuver that's taken out so many other tag teams. 1, 2. No, and only a 2 count there. A bit of a shout out to the tag teams of yesteryear there, with Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne connecting with the Heart Attack. As now it's Jimmy Uso who's on the attack, taking down Pete Dunne off the apron, just like with Tyler Bate a few moments ago. And Jimmy tries to fight back here, and it seems as though he's got something in mind, as now he's got him submission hold applied here. Submission hold applied, trying to tap out Tyler Bate. He tried to tap out Pete Dunne a few moments ago, did Jey. Now it's Jimmy trying to tap out Tyler. But there you see Tyler kicks him off, and Tyler trying to fight back there. A brutal strike to the chest with the chop, and then a kick to the gut. Right now it's Jimmy trying to go for a kick in his own right, but instead gets kicked in the stomach again with a DDT. 1, 2, no, and only a 2 count. My god, this entire matchup, ladies and gentlemen, has been a back and forth fight as Tyler, there you see, goes for the wheel kick, to perhaps knock out Jimmy Uso for good as he turns him around, and Jimmy now makes the tag out to Jey. And now, what is this? What is this connecting there? Another shout out to the tag teams of yesteryear with the Demolition Decapitation with their own shout out to Demolition. Of course, a former Heart Foundation rival, as there you see the crowd watching on as he sends him to the outside, perhaps going for another dive, and he connects with another dive over the ropes onto Tyler Bate once again, and Jey Uso now perhaps on fire here, sending Pete Dunne into the corner. And now, oh, there you see the punches connecting right to the face of Pete Dunne. And British Strong Style are not looking too good at all in this very back and forth title matchup, as these two elite Raw tag teams continue their offense and continue to display why they are two of the best tag teams here in the WWE of this generation, despite giving a shout out to a previous generation of tag team wrestling. And right now, these two are continuing to wrestle, Tyler Bate and Jey Uso, the men who started this matchup, as Tyler Bate connects with a Hurricane Rana, taking him down, and he's fired up here. Okay, British Strong Style walked in the challengers at WrestleMania, defeating the now SmackDown Tag Team Champions, Gallows and Anderson, to become Raw Tag Team Champions. The Usos are walking in the challengers and are looking to earn themselves a victory. And, oh, it seems as though Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate are not allowing them the chance to gain that kind of victory here, as they take him down. European uppercut neckbreaker combination by Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate. Oh, as he hits him there, forearm strike, turns him around for the bitter end. 1, 2, 3, and British Strong Style are still the Raw Tag Team Champions. They repeat history from NXT to once again prove that they are perhaps a better duo than the twins known as the Uso Brothers. Okay, the entire matchup, ladies and gentlemen, I've got to say, on the edge of my seat, was full of just non-stop action, non-stop back and forth action between two very different tag teams who just proved that they are also two of the best. But at the end of the day, British Strong Style, Tyler Bate, and Pete Dunne just proved to the world why they are the Raw Tag Team Champions, as they celebrate their victory here at Money in the Bank. However, ladies and gentlemen, following that back and forth tag team match, it's time to turn your attention over to another Raw branded matchup, this time for the Raw Women's title, as Bayley looks to challenge Asuka for the title. Of course, Bayley, the former SmackDown Women's Champion, after being drafted over to Raw following her loss at WrestleMania, looks to immediately take hold of the Raw Women's Championship. Okay, Bayley, as the Women's Champion over on SmackDown, was seemingly unstoppable alongside Sasha Banks. So, even though I like Bayley in theory, even though I like Sasha Banks in theory, I don't particularly love their attitude towards being champion, okay? When Bayley was the champion, it was like both of them were champion. Every time Bayley would show up, Sasha Banks would be right alongside her. But as you can see, Sasha Banks is not here tonight. So it seems as though Bayley has decided to take this opportunity to showcase her own skill and talent. She wants to prove to the world that even though, sure, Sasha Banks, she's her best friend, she wants to show the world that she can win a match on her own. However, will she be able to do it as she challenges Asuka for the Raw Women's title? We're going to find out shortly. Okay, and even though Bayley watches on waiting for Asuka to make her way to the ring, you have to remember, the last time we saw Asuka compete in singles competition, her ribs were destroyed. Her ribs were obviously not 100% following her match against Nia Jax, and then of course the attack by Sasha Banks and Bayley a few episodes later. You would think that Asuka would not be coming into this one 100%, and perhaps you're right. However, what I do know is that there is no tape around her ribs anymore. Okay? Even though we are kind of used to her having those taped ribs underneath the women's title, right now, the only thing around her waist is that Raw Women's Championship that she looks to leave here tonight with, if she can somehow defeat her challenger tonight, Bayley. Okay, you have to think, after weeks of constant attacks by Bayley and Sasha, Asuka, she's got to be in a little bit of pain walking into this one. So she may not be 100%, however, her game face is on. She could be coming into this one thinking, hey, I don't want to show any weakness to my opponent. However, right now, we're going to see if she can continue to showcase that raw energy, that raw emotion, that need to show to the world that she is the most dominant competitor on Raw, or if Bayley will showcase her own dominance in this bout for the Raw Women's Championship. Okay, Bayley, she wants to, once again, become a top contender, a top champion, as she is the #1 contender now. Asuka, she wants to show to the world why she did beat Nia Jax, why she was the most dominant Raw Women's Champion we've seen thus far. However, right now, there you see, with a kick to the... Oh, wait a second. With a kick to the chest. Goes for a taunt. 1, 2. No, and only a 2 count. Goes for a taunt before a roll-up pinfall attempt by Bayley. Now, if I was Bayley, I would want to... focus my attack on the ribs. Want to focus my attack on the midsection as she takes down her opponents with a neck breaker. And the cover 1. No, and only a 1 count again. Okay, Bayley has proven that she is well aware of how to use those dirty tactics to destroy her opponent. However, right now, Sasha Banks is not here to assist her in that, as she takes down Bayley, going after the ribs, as you just saw, with the knee right to the stomach, right to the abdomen, before a back suplex. And Bayley here tonight, in the blue, black, and white, looks to leave with the gold, as she looks down at Asuka. Asuka coming out here with the blue and red. However, right now she's staring across at her challenger, who waits patiently for her to get back into the ring before charging towards her and again dropping her on the ribs. And right now, it seems as though those ribs must be in agonizing pain as she goes to battle here against Bayley. But right now, it seems like a one-way assault, as the challenger once again focuses on the midsection, stomping on the perhaps injured ribs of the champion. As she goes for another kick. However, Asuka, not wasting any time, getting back to her feet, taking her down, and perhaps seeing this as an opportunity to get into the matchup, as Asuka, oh, well, there you see, flipping out of it, and perhaps this is her moment. This is her chance to fight back, but Bayley not allowing her to do so, as she connects with another attack on the back, this time on the upper back, with the knee connecting, the sharp knee connecting with the upper back of the champion. And the challenger is absolutely decimating Asuka. Quite like how we saw Sasha Banks destroy Asuka in a hell of a main event matchup in which Asuka was on the losing end of things, but that Bayley plex could perhaps help to secure a victory, as Bayley celebrating perhaps a bit prematurely following that Bayley plex taking down the champion. As she sits her up here, seeing this perhaps as an opportunity. Not entirely sure what she has in mind, picking up Asuka, bringing her to her feet before kicking her right in the rib cage again and again. 1, 2. No, and only a 2 count. And as you can tell, the story is unfolding. It's all about those potentially injured ribs. And if they weren't injured before, this focus by Bayley on those ribs could be severely harming the Raw Women's Champion. And perhaps they could be injured once again as a backstabber connecting. 1, 2. No, and only a 2 count. Bayley desperately trying to leave here tonight with the championship, and Asuka refusing to quit, as she has done so many times throughout her career. It is why she can defeat Goliaths like Nia Jax. She refuses to quit as she goes, oh wait a second, goes for a submission hold perhaps, goes for a submission hold, trying to tap her out here out of nowhere with an armbar. The armbar connecting, trying to rip the arm out of her socket perhaps. Asuka, desperate. But there you see Bayley quickly gets out of it, but you gotta think her shoulder must be in a lot of pain. She was in that armbar for quite some time as Asuka tries to fight back, goes for a kick, but there you see Bayley not allowing her to continue the offense as another Bayley Plex connects. And there you see Bayley looking down at Asuka. Following this one, ladies and gentlemen, the women's Money in the Bank ladder match will be taking place. And then, of course, we've got the main event of the evening with the Universal title on the line as these two women battle. They battle for a chance to leave the champion. And Bayley right now, once again, focusing on the midsection with a bit of a Boston Crab here, trying to tap out Asuka, who's in the middle of the ring. She's got nowhere to go. Could she tap out? Could we see a new champion be crowned here for the Raw Women's Division? But Asuka flips out of it. But again, her midsection must be in so much pain as she tries to fight back here, but wait a second, Asuka! Asuka out of nowhere! Asuka with the devastating Asuka lock, trying to choke her out, trying to choke out Bayley, out of nowhere! She's got the hold locked in! Bayley in the middle of the ring! The referee asking, will she tap? Oh no, she gets out of it with a brutal back elbow. Right to the face, and now once again with the Bayley Plex. And the cover again, 1, 2. No, and only a 2 count. Getting the shoulder up does Asuka. As Bayley looks down at the champion, wondering what to do. She's focused on those ribs. She's focused on the abdomen. She's focused on the midsection so much during this matchup. Yet Asuka, unable to quit. Oh, however, she gets a kick right to the face. And Bayley right now not looking too good as Asuka goes for another kick. Kicks her in the leg that time, however. And Bayley, oh, strikes back. These two turning this into a back and forth frenzy, perhaps setting up for the Bayley to belly, perhaps. As Asuka, oh wait a second, grabs the arm, grabs control of the arm that she previously injured, the arm that she hit her with the armbar with, and now it seems as though she's got her here. Asuka with the Asuka lock again, trying to choke the life out of Bayley, trying to choke the life out of the challenger. Bayley, she's got nowhere to go. She's in the middle of the ring. Will she tap? Will she tap? Will she tap? And she does! Asuka, the Raw Women's Champion, leaves here tonight. Leaves Money in the Bank, leaves Las Vegas, Nevada, still the champion. Okay, it's a night that is full of title retentions, and Asuka, just like so many other competitors here, has retained her Raw Women's Championship. As Bayley was unsuccessful, Bayley was unable to once again climb the mountain of success, was once again, ladies and gentlemen, unable to leave an event the top champion in the women's division.
Really glad that you're our friend, and this is a friendship battle.
Okay then. it seems as though there has been some developments with the Firefly Funhouse, saying that your friend will return soon. I believe that's referring to... I don't know. What I do know, because I don't want to guess right now, what I do know is coming up next, it's the Women's Money in the Bank ladder match as Charlotte, Bianca, Candice, Sasha, Shayna, and Dakota all battle for the Money in the Bank briefcase hanging high above the ring following that whole thing with Abby saying that that she will save us, and Bray Wyatt apparently being back in the Funhouse. We haven't seen him in a while. I mean, hell, I think I'd rather have Bray Wyatt than Abby, who has decided to use this monster in the Fiend to try and take over the world, I guess? I don't know. Ever since Abby has shown up, however, it seems as though the Fiend has been even more monstrous than usual, even more destructive than usual. And speaking of destruction, to somehow segue out of that conversation about the Firefly Funhouse, let's turn our attention to this destructive competitor, the Queen of Spades, Shayna Baszler, making her way to the ring following, of course, Candice LeRae, who just recently made her SmackDown debut and did an impressive job in a match against Lacey Evans in order to earn herself a spot in this ladder match, and of course, before going on to defeat Mickie James in some one-on-one action. However, of course, coming out next is this woman right here. She calls herself the Boss, Sasha Banks. Now, we've seen Sasha Banks, of course, over the past few months here in the WWE, try to rule the world alongside Bayley, rule the women's division alongside Bayley. However, after that loss by Bayley a few moments ago in her match against Asuka, Sasha Banks, she's probably got a lot on her mind. She's got to be thinking, hey, Bayley, she lost the Raw Women's title, so perhaps it's up to me. Perhaps it's up to me to finally earn us a championship. So Sasha Banks, you got to think, she's got to be, you know, going through a lot of emotion right now, wanting to tear down the briefcase, just like how every other competitor in this matchup wants to take home the Money in the Bank briefcase, like this woman right here, the Queen herself, Charlotte Flair, the daughter, of course, of the legendary Ric Flair. We haven't seen her do too much over the past year, and perhaps if she were to somehow earn a victory, then maybe, just maybe, Charlotte could finally see her stock rise up and finally leave with a chance to leave as a champion in one of our upcoming events. However, coming out next, it's the Undefeated. She calls herself the EST of WWE. This is Bianca Bel-Air. Okay, she was undefeated in NXT, unable to be beaten in NXT. Her final match in NXT was, of course, at NXT TakeOver the End, in which she earned herself a victory against Rhea Ripley. So will she use that undefeated nature to somehow continue her own momentum here on the main roster and perhaps climb the ladder of success to retrieve the briefcase? However, of course, Dakota Kai could also see herself winning that Money in the Bank briefcase. There are so many incredible talents here in this matchup. You got Shayna Baszler, Dakota Kai, Bianca Belair, Sasha Banks, Candice LeRae, Charlotte Flair. All 6 of these women could leave with the Money in the Bank briefcase, and watch as their lives change forever as the bell rings, and let's get into it. Okay, already all 6 competitors battling, knowing the stakes here tonight, knowing that they all want to leave with the briefcase. Just like Shinsuke Nakamura earlier on, as Dakota Kai gets sent to the outside by her old rival, Charlotte Flair, as Candice LeRae sends Shayna Baszler into the corner. And now it seems as though Belair sees this as an opportunity to go after Sasha Banks. Of course, those 2 women from SmackDown, as Charlotte and Dakota now firmly sit on Raw They're battling on the outside here. As I mentioned earlier, Shinsuke Nakamura, he won the earlier Money in the Bank ladder match. And now he gets a chance to cash in that briefcase anytime, anywhere. But what I do know is that we're going to be hearing from him following this matchup as Shayna sends Candice LeRae to the outside. And it seems as though Sasha is going to join her at the request of Bianca Bel-Air. And it seems as though we're seeing a bit of an epic stare down here between the Queen of Spades and the Undefeated, as Belair and Shayna Baszler look to battle right now in the middle of the ring, as Charlotte and Dakota are also battling up on the ramp. And just like earlier on, in the men's Money in the Bank ladder match, there is action everywhere, and you don't want to lose track of anything, but there's only so many eyes that one has in their skull to focus on only so much action, as Sasha Banks now introduces the first ladder of the evening, or the first ladder of this matchup, I should say, as she smashes it against the face of Shayna Baszler. And now it seems as though Charlotte looks to smash the face of Dakota Kai into the steel of the ramp before running into the ring, as Sasha Banks continues to clear house here with that ladder. Oh, now Candice LeRae runs in, but now she gets caught. And Sasha Banks, a one-woman wrecking crew, taking out everybody, proving why she calls herself the boss, and perhaps she could be leading the charge here, going to take down the Money in the Bank briefcase. But there you see the Queen of Spades, Shayna Baszler, runs in and tries to stop her here. Oh, as a punch to the face connects by Sasha Banks. From Monday Night Raw, it's Shayna Baszler from SmackDown, as Candice LeRae, now from SmackDown, runs into the ring and sends the ladder crashing down along with everybody on it. As Shayna Baszler. And of course, oh wait, there you see, however, Charlotte running in, going after Candice LeRae, as Shayna Baszler and Sasha Banks go crashing down. It's now Charlotte and Candice battling each other here, looking to send each other down before climbing the ladder of success. As Charlotte, the Queen, oh, with a kick right to the gut, has the height advantage in this exchange. Going after Candice LeRae, sorry, as Charlotte Flair is the one who continues the dominance, sending her into the corner with the ladder, that horrific steel ladder, placed very closely to these two female competitors. And now, it's not looking too good, as Candice, oh wait a second, goes to climb, look out for the ladder! As both women perhaps felt their necks shattering against the steel of the ladder, with Charlotte and Candice feeling the horrific feeling that so many other competitors have felt before, unfortunately, which is that steel of the ladder being met with flesh and bone, as Candice and Charlotte roll to the outside. Following that horrific crash, it's Shayna Baszler and Dakota Kai who have taken control of the ring and now are looking to leave here tonight, perhaps with a victory, as it's Shayna Baszler who sends Dakota Kai into the corner with a kick over and over again, right to the gut, right to the stomach of Dakota. That's not, oh wait a second, there you see Bianca Bel-Air, the undefeated Belair, runs in. And now, once again, we get that stare down that we saw teased earlier on with Shayna Baszler and Bianca staring each other down now. And I would love to see a one-on-one fight between these two. And perhaps we're getting a bit of a glimpse of it here as Shayna sends Bianca into the corner. Goes for a kick. Bianca Belair, however, counters. And now, perhaps moves out of the way for the captain of Team Kick to kick her in the face. As Dakota connects with the running boot on Shayna Baszler before being sent into the corner by Belair. This match already has been full of just non-stop action, like so many other matches on this card, as she sends her. She sends her into the ladder. Belly to belly onto the ladder by Bianca. And now it's Charlotte who runs in, and there's another incredible stare down between two incredible competitors. I'd love to see this matchup as well. Belair and Charlotte, and it seems as though the fight commences. Or perhaps not. It's Belair, always cocky, always one to showcase her own ego, perhaps talking down to the daughter of Ric Flair. However, right now it's Charlotte who goes for the chop, but instead gets met with a flurry of offense, who runs towards Belair. And now back and forth, reversal for reversal, counter for counter here between these two incredible athletes. Oh, with a suplex there, but a bit of a reverse suplex, dropping her on her chest and stomach. As Belair now waits for Charlotte to get up, everybody else is down after all the chaotic action we've seen thus far here in this 6-woman ladder match. As now Charlotte sends Belair into the corner and charges towards her with a forearm shot right to the forehead, right to the nose of Belair. And Charlotte now, perhaps seeing this as an opportunity... instead of, I guess, setting up the ladder in the middle of the ring, deciding to set it up in the corner, as Charlotte Flair perhaps has something in mind, goes for a chop, but instead gets a chop in response by Bianca, who continues to fight back. But now there you see Charlotte. There you see with the chop again, right to the chest. And now these two women are going back and forth here tonight in this ladder match, as they both want to climb the ladder of success, as both women want to leave with the women's Money in the Bank briefcase, guaranteeing them a shot at any time and any place for the Raw Women's title, or of course, the SmackDown Women's title. As there you see Candice LeRae, a fellow SmackDown competitor alongside Bianca Bel-Air, goes after her here with a few shots, with a few strikes, setting her into the corner. As Charlotte from Monday Night Raw, perhaps representing the brand with that red gear, looks to turn her opponents black and blue. However, right now, Candice LeRae continuing the offense, continuing to fight back here with that quick flurry of strikes. However, she ducks underneath the clothesline, and perhaps Candice LeRae sees this as an opportunity, looks to send Charlotte Flair to the outside, maybe, and she does, with a punch to the face, as Belair is still in the ring, with Candice LeRae turning around to get a kick to the gut. However, right now, once again, it's another back and forth sequence, or perhaps not, as Candice LeRae looks to gain some momentum, but it immediately gets shut down with a fist to the face by Bianca. As now everybody's on the outside, ladies and gentlemen. Candice LeRae, however, grabbing Belair by, of course, that signature long hair with a kick right to the face. And now Candice LeRae with a Hurricane Rana to the outside, diving to the outside. And Candice LeRae has everybody down except for perhaps that woman right there. She called herself the boss. It's Sasha Banks who runs in, and it seems as though it's decided to be the one who introduces all of this death-defying steel to the matchup, introducing the ladder that's propped up in the corner, and now once again another ladder that's on the ground in the ring, with Candice LeRae and Sasha Banks battling all around the horrific steel that is not designed to be used as a weapon, but that's exactly what these professional wrestlers has decided to use those ladders for, using them as a weapon. However, right now, these two women are only using their fists and their kicks as weapons, but perhaps I've spoken too soon as she connects there with a drop kick in the corner with Candice LeRae, her entire body bouncing off the steel in the corner. As now Candice LeRae turns around and gets a shot with the ladder again, just like earlier on, and Sasha Banks has showcased to the world that she is incredible at using a ladder as a weapon, sending Candice to the outside. And now she grabs the ladder from the corner, setting it up in the middle of the ring. Sasha Banks sees that there's no one around to stop her as she goes to the top here, grabbing the briefcase. But Dakota Kai runs in after taking so much punishment as well throughout this entire matchup, running in to perhaps take that shot away from Sasha Banks as the two women battle on top of the ladder, smashing her face against the steel, against the top of the ladder. And now these two women, once again, back and forth. You're just watching as everybody in this matchup showcases their heart, their need to leave here tonight. Oh God, as the... Oh my God, with the briefcase, but it seems as though... It seems as though Dakota Kai and Sasha Banks should be more worried about leaving with their lives, apparently, than just the briefcase. As they both come crashing down, they both go crumbling down onto another ladder. And it seems as though, after all of that, Charlotte perhaps seeing this as an opportunity. Everybody's now down. Sasha Banks tried it a few moments ago. Why not? As now it seems as though Belair... Oh, wait a second. Belair takes her down. Belair rushes in, seeing that as a potential victory for Charlotte Flair. So instead, decides to walk back into the ring to stop her and hit her with the KOD. And Charlotte Flair is down. Charlotte goes crumbling down to the mat, off the top of the ladder, before a KOD by Bianca connects as she grabs the briefcase. She grabs the briefcase, and she's got it! Bianca Belair's got it! Bianca Belair, after all of that action, leaves here tonight with the Money in the Bank briefcase. Okay, after Charlotte took a neckbreaker off the top of a turnbuckle to a ladder. Of course, Dakota Kai landing on a ladder. Candice LeRae flying to the outside, and then, well, there you see this Dakota Kai and Sasha Banks, perhaps with the highlight of the matchup. Okay, I believe a shout out to perhaps to John Cena. It looked like an attitude adjustment off the ladder onto another, and now Bianca Belair leaves here tonight with the women's Money in the Bank briefcase, shooting up the ladder of success here in the WWE. Well then, Shinsuke Nakamura making a very interesting announcement, saying that even though he won the Money in the Bank briefcase, a briefcase that holds a contract that states that you can cash in at any time or any place, catching your opponent off guard if you were so wish to do so, Shinsuke Nakamura, instead of taking that life-changing opportunity to catch either the WWE or Universal Champion off guard, he has decided to announce ahead of time that he will cash in his briefcase at WrestleMania. He wants to make a WrestleMania moment. He wants to show to the world that he respects all of these tremendous athletes that could end up becoming a top champion, and as such, Shinsuke Nakamura has decided to announce that he'll cash in at WrestleMania. So perhaps that takes away some of the pressure for the top champions of each brand, like Aleister Black over on SmackDown, and either Adam Cole or this man Brock Lesnar, as they look to leave with the Universal title. So I guess that means that this is, ladies and gentlemen, the final match of the evening. No surprise cash-ins, I can only assume, as long as Nakamura's telling the truth. No surprise cash-ins in store. This is the main event of the evening. It is for the Universal Championship. We have Brock Lesnar, the Beast Incarnate, the Octagon Conqueror, the Squared Circle Serial Killer, versus the leader of the Undisputed Era, the Universal Champion, the cocky, the eager, the talented Adam Cole. This is not only Raw's main event, but this is the main event of the Money in the Bank pay-per-view event. And this is a classic underdog story, in my opinion, for that man. He's the Universal Champion. He is none other than, of course, right on cue, ladies and gentlemen, Adam Cole, baby. Now, even though in the past I may not have, let's just say, I'm not particularly been a fan of some of his actions, I will say that Adam Cole, over the past few months, has definitely changed his act. Okay, I have grown to like Adam Cole even more than I did before. I've always said that I believed Adam Cole was a very gifted and talented competitor. Sure, perhaps a few months ago, he was more used to taking cheap shots in order to earn his victories. However, now he's become a bit more of a noble competitor, proving to the world why he is the Universal Champion in the first place. Because he is a talented competitor, and he just loves to showcase those skills. And tonight, he's going to have to showcase those skills like he's never done before. The crowd, they love this man. You saw it earlier on, chanting Adam Cole, baby. You can hear the crowd chanting Adam Cole. They love the David to Brock's Goliath. They love a good underdog story, just like everybody else, I believe, who has become a professional wrestling fan. Everybody loves a good underdog story, and Adam Cole, without a doubt, he's walking in the champion. However, he is going to be challenged like no other as he goes up against the man who beat Finn Balor at WrestleMania, the Beast Incarnate, Brock Lesnar. And here we go. Paul Heyman watching at ringside. It seems as though Adam Cole has decided to keep the Undisputed Era members at home. Bobby Fish, Roderick Strong, and Kyle O'Reilly. Of course, Kyle O'Reilly in that Money in the Bank ladder match we saw earlier on. Losing, of course, to Shinsuke Nakamura, just like 5 other competitors, as Adam Cole is challenged by Brock Lesnar after getting a kick to the face and another kick for good measure, and Cole trying to take him down with a bicycle kick, and now the forearms connecting, and Adam Cole perplexed. Adam Cole shocked, wondering what to do against that. The raw power of the Beast Incarnate. Start your counters, ladies and gentlemen. It seems as though Las Vegas, Nevada has just become Suplex City, and he takes them down again, this time with another suplex, not necessarily of the German variety. Or perhaps he's gonna go back to the Germans there. Number 2 by Brock Lesnar, and the Beast looks down at the champion. Okay, I said earlier, Adam Cole is the underdog walking into this main event. And even though I like Adam Cole, I gotta say it, I'm a little bit nervous, as Lesnar is dominating Adam Cole, tossing him around like a rag doll, not really giving him any more chances to retort with any of his own offense. Okay, Adam Cole, he tried to hit him with a few strikes, a few kicks, a few forearms, and it seemingly left Brock Lesnar unaffected, as Lesnar has him now in the corner, and those strikes connecting, just burying his knees into the stomach. Lesnar, he's like no other athlete in the world, on this planet. Oh my god, it's because of power like that! I don't mean to sound like I'm hyping up Brock Lesnar, because Paul Heyman has done enough of that for me. But Adam Cole is getting brutalized here by Brock Lesnar. And Lesnar's not done as he picks him up and takes him down. Adam Cole, of course, is the current Universal Champion, and perhaps if Brock Lesnar continues this pace, continues this onslaught, perhaps Adam Cole will be the former Universal Champion, just like how he's a former United States Champion as well. Adam Cole is a very decorated man who has a long career in professional wrestling. Brock Lesnar, he's a very decorated athlete, not just in the world of professional wrestling, but also in MMA because of skills like that. Because of maneuvers like that. That lend Brock Lesnar to being a top competitor wherever he is in whatever he does. Because Brock Lesnar, at his heart, he is a competitor and he is a monster in competition. Okay, not like the Fiend is a monster. Lesnar is a whole different beast. And perhaps, oh, the Beast just became the champion with an F5. 1, 2, 3. No, and he kicks out! Adam Cole gets the shoulder up, and Lesnar can't believe it! Brock hits him with all of these slams, the Germans, the suplexes, the horrific strikes, and an F5, and Adam Cole kicks out and is now back to his feet. Oh my god, and Cole wants more. Cole wants more, and he just got more with a clothesline. Nearly decapitating Adam Cole does Lesnar, and now you can see Brock is pissed. You can see Brock is furious with those strikes, with those punches, with those elbows, and now with the kicks right to the leg. My god, what is Adam Cole thinking? Challenging Lesnar as he kicks him in the leg, and perhaps that has weakened the Beast, and Brock Lesnar moves out of the way, and now he connects again with the German. And Brock just continues. He's just continuing here tonight with this non-stop display of power. This is your main event of the evening. This is Money in the Bank. This is Brock Lesnar versus Adam Cole. This is for the Universal Championship, the most prestigious title on Monday Night Raw. Of course, that title, obviously, debuting around the waist of the leader of the club, Finn Balor, before he lost it to the leader of the Undisputed Era, Adam Cole. Yes, the same Adam Cole who is now getting handed all of these German suplexes by the Beast. A trifecta, in fact, as Lesnar decided not to let go of Adam Cole before slamming him into the mat 3 consecutive times as he's got him now up on his shoulder, once again staring down the camera before an F5 connects. And the cover now, 1, 2. Oh no. Well, I said earlier, Adam Cole pissed off Brock Lesnar, and Lesnar has decided not to continue the pinfall, and I can only assume Paul Heyman can't be happy with that decision, but hell, Brock Lesnar does whatever he wants. Just like how he threw the top turnbuckle to the floor so he could hit him like that. Oh my god. The steel of the turnbuckle being met with the flesh and bone of Adam Cole, like we haven't seen enough steel be used as a weapon on this event. With all the damn ladder matches, and right now Brock is now just toying with Adam Cole, hitting him with a forearm, and now again into the corner, this time back first! Lesnar takes the padding off the turnbuckle, And then just sends Adam Cole into it. And now Adam Cole, he hasn't moved. Cole hasn't moved. Okay, well now he's starting to stir, ladies and gentlemen, but just barely. Barely can't even get back to his feet right now, and Lesnar's just waiting for him. Lesnar's just having fun with Adam Cole. He's our Universal Champion. And he's just having fun with him. Having fun with what is essentially the carcass of Adam Cole here. And Brock Lesnar stares down, waits for him to get up. Cole thankfully showcases to the world that he can stand on his own 2 feet. As now he gets out of that forearm, and wait a second! Adam Cole watches as the referee turns his back to handle the turnbuckle, to put the padding back on, hits him with the low blow. Brock is down, and he connects. The last shot connects. 1, 2, no, and he kicks out. Adam Cole with a showcase of desperation. Perhaps the old Adam Cole decided to pop out for one last time as he got back to his feet before getting down to a knee and connecting with the low blow on the Beast Incarnate. And now Adam Cole has found an opening following the last shot. Oh, but there you see it's a shot by Lesnar, but now it's a shot by Adam Cole. The punch connects, and now the forearms on Lesnar, who is now not looking too good. As now, oh wait a second, Brock, he picks up Adam Cole out of nowhere. The raw power of Lesnar on display again. And oh wait a second, now it's Adam Cole with the back elbows on the Beast before he gets a forearm. And then a slap to the chest. And Lesnar perhaps retreating from the champion who flies to the outside. The crowd with a mixture of Adam Cole baby and this is awesome chants. Watch as they are ready to watch as Adam Cole flies along the outside. Adam Cole with the dive, and oh my god, Brock now dismantling the announce table, and he's pissed. I said it earlier. He was pissed off before, and now perhaps he's even more pissed off as he looks at the referee, realizing that he does not want this to end in a countout. Looking at the referee dead in the eyes as, oh wait a second, Adam Cole ducks underneath the running clothesline to the back by Brock Lesnar, and Cole now sends him into the announce table. The announce table that was dismantled by Lesnar, and Cole, oh my god, Cole, wait a second, he's got something in mind. He's got something in mind. Pile driver through the table. Pile driver through the table by Adam Cole. After a low blow, after a last shot, after a suicide dive, after taking not 1 but 2 F5s. These two are going to war here, and there you see, Adam Cole is back to his feet. And the chants by these people, the holy shit chants, and the this is awesome chants, mixing in with the Adam Cole baby chants from a variety of different fans in attendance. And Adam Cole, perhaps following that pile driver, will leave as the champion. No, he gets the shoulder up, does Lesnar. This turned from a mauling by Brock Lesnar to a back and forth fight between champion and challenger. This is your main event, and ladies and gentlemen, it's one for the ages! As Lesnar pops back up to slam, to toss Adam Cole across the ring. And now he's not done as he connects with a German the crowd watching on, everybody in support of the leader of the Undisputed Era as the Beast Incarnate looks to lead WWE. Following a trifecta of German suplexes, will Lesnar leave as the champion? The championship that he has been going after for so very long? Even back when Finn Balor held that title, Brock was a challenger. However, he was unsuccessful, with AJ Styles debuting to help Finn Balor beat Brock Lesnar. Adam Cole, however, right now, he wants to defeat Lesnar. And now, oh, wait a second. Perhaps he will as he connects with the Panama Sunrise! Panama Sunrise out of nowhere! And Adam Cole on Lesnar! 1, 2, 3, no! And he gets a kick! No! Adam Cole, Panama Sunrise, and it was unsuccessful. He's hit him with so much. He's hit the Beast with so much, as now he kicks him in the leg. Last shot, nobody home! Last shot, nobody home! He ducks underneath, and Lesnar, F5 connecting! 1, 2, 3. Brock Lesnar. After all of that, it was a third F5 that got Lesnar the victory. But after all of the action, Adam Cole showcased to the world why he is a top, why he was a top champion. Slamming him through the announce table, hitting him with the low blow, the last shot, the Panama Sunrise. Adam Cole hits Brock with everything in his arsenal. And Lesnar, this tank, leaves the Money in the Bank event, the Universal Championship. The state of Raw has just changed. As ladies and gentlemen, I must thank you all for watching. As now, we live in a Brock Lesnar world.